Let us convene the National Cabinet with the Daily Telegraph's Tim Blair and Mark Nicholson from Stepmate Studios. Good evening, gentlemen. I've got to get your thoughts on our esteemed Prime Minister today. I mean, he's supposed to be running the country, but he spent most of the day getting out there bagging the opposition as if he's some sort of state political opposition leader. It was not very prime ministerial, was it, Tim?
I think we're seeing a lot of the real Albo come out in those sort of moments. He's a parliamentary brawler. That's fine. You can do that. But I think also what we're seeing is they're a little bit spooked by this whole reversal on the climate policy, and now that they've got a genuine opposition on it, I think you're going to see a lot more of shouty Albo in the future.
I think you're dead right. I think that's why I showed it at the top of the program, because I think it shows that they are worried about this. I mean, this is their worst policy area, and they've been able to get away with it because basically the coalition's agreed with their policies. Now suddenly they've got a fight on their hands over energy. Here's what Albo was saying about the coalition today.
They're a clown show that they've become. It was a sign of for the Australian people of how divided they are.
Mark, he called him a clown show. He's been watching your cartoons.
Yeah, exactly, mate. A bit of a kettle black, isn't it? On that one. But mate, this is what he does. He plays the man. This is what it's all about. When you continuously drop the ball, you've got nothing else to do than to play the man. Like, it's just a political instinct from the bloke. And you can tell, I think, Tim, you've absolutely nailed it, mate. He's rattled. That's what it is. And he's just going to have to try and fight this one out in question time and in press conferences and hope to God that these guys just drop the ball and he can give them a few jabs along the way, and hopefully he can injure a few along the way, because he's going to get caught out, I reckon.
And it's not just you guys who say this is what he lives for. It's what Albo says himself.
I like fighting Tories. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Imagine getting up in the morning trying to fight a British political party, Tim.
But then, of course, he actually did meet a Tory. He met Boris Johnson when Johnson was the Prime Minister of Britain. Didn't land a punch, didn't swing. He just smiled and shook his hands. It's the same way that he said he was scared of Donald Trump. And then it's all hugs and, selfies. So you can't, even when the guy is crying, you can't believe him. Lord Albert.
All right, I want to go to this survey about Gen Z or Gen Z. What do you say these days? Anyway, the latest generation. And it shows that most of them think they're going to have a tougher life than their parents. Now, I think it's tough for all young people kicking off. I tried to get my first home when interest rates were over 15% and all the rest of it. But I really sympathise with this generation because, Mark, they may well be, given the way the economy's been managed over the last decade or so, and the way energy's going and the size of government we're foisting upon them, they may be right. They might be the first generation to actually go backwards compared to their parents.
You're 100% right, mate. I think the truth is 100% that they've got it really, really tough, but we can't let them know that. This is the natural course of things. Younger generations complain to the older generations and they blame us for it. And then when they're competent enough to do anything about it, there's another generation that comes through that complains louder than them. This is the only one, though, that might not have a younger generation. The cycle might stop with them, so we've got to make sure that they get looked after. That is the truth. We've got to make sure that there's another generation that has it worse. Yeah.
You seem to agree with that theory, Tim.
Absolutely. I think also we should, while they're right to complain about housing prices, but if you offered them an alternative, if you said, right, you can have much more affordable housing, but you have to give up your mobile phones, I know which one they'd stick with. They're holding onto the phones 100% all the way.
Yeah. Or your overseas holidays, or your smashed avo on toast, apparently, was the one that came out. Look, I've got to show this clip of Donald Trump. This is quite extraordinary. Now, he had this meeting with the Syrian leader, the former al-Qaeda terrorist, a pretty evil operator who's trying to get their country back on track. But have a look at the Trumpster. Couple of things to look out for. He shares a new cologne with him, and he asks about his marital situation. Have a look.
Yeah. This is good. Yeah. It's the best fragrance. Come here, please. I have one here, sir. Okay. And then the other one is for your wife. How many wives? One for wife. You guys said never know.
Is that a fair enough question, Mark?
I love it, mate. He's the only bloke in the world who could get away with it. That is unbelievable. That is, honestly, that is the makeover of the century. This should be a show. It's like Queer Eye for the Syrian guy. A couple of months ago, he was one of the world's most wanted terrorists. Now he's getting cologne and spray. It's so good. What a makeover.
Yeah, but he's only got one wife left. Who knows with the history of this guy, Tim?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, as much as we sometimes question Donald Trump's ways and his strategies and tactics and cozying up to people who we think are fairly repulsive, he's got a pretty good track record now of sorting things out. So, you know, spraying cologne at them, maybe it's going to work. Who knows? Fingers crossed.
It's just unbelievable. I just think you get the real deal with him the whole time. You know, it's just he's just the same whoever he's around, even the former terrorist now running Syria. Hey, I want to finish on a bit of a hero, a bit of a local hero here. Have a look at this story that unfolded in Waikerie in South Australia's Riverland.
The Holden Captiva submerged in the middle of the Murray at Waikerie after it was accidentally driven through the ferry boom gate and launched into the water.
Saw a car floating and just legged it, just ran straight down as fast as I could down to the riverfront.
Stephanie Cairns is her name. She jumped into the water, swam across from the far side of the river and rescued a bloke who'd driven his car into it. Fantastic stuff. You know, everybody else was standing back wondering what to do. She got in and sorted it out, Mark.
Good stuff, mate. See, that is the news. That's what the news should be all the time. There's no virtue signalling there. We didn't have to create a crazy situation that a woman came in and saved the day. Look at that. That is brilliant, and that's real life. That's fantastic stuff. That's awesome.
Great stuff. The only virtue signalling we could throw into it is we're lucky, Tim, it wasn't an electric car. It could have got ugly very quickly.
And also, dad joke alert. Are we sure it wasn't a Holden Capsizer, not a Captiva?
Very good. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen. We'll see you next week.